cut gloves from Harbor Freight. Very affordable. They last a really long time. Here's my one I used for 2 years. And the fiber finally wore off, but not the fabric. But when the rubber wears off, the little obsidian can get in there. The obsidian dust or whatever. And today, it's going to be a short video today. Because I worked on my van. I worked in the morning, and then I worked on my van, putting new injectors and stuff in, and that did not fix the problem. Okay, we've got this pretty nice chunk of little bubbly on one side, but very bubbly on the other. And I'm going to try and see what I can get out of this. I'm not much for big bifaces, but I'm going to try and see what I can do to get some big spalls or bigger spalls so I can make points for jewelry. I mean, it's easy to get the little ones. They're all over the ground. But this is one of the sandstones I got the other day. I guess I just wasn't in the mood because I said, well, let me spall that off today, and it's working pretty good. So I thought I'd put some cut gloves on and my safety glasses for all, so everybody can see, you know. This, I get obsidian from, well, I used to get obsidian from Utah that was real bubbly, but it was in layers. Like it would be a really clear layer, and then a bubbly layer, and then a kind of dacite layer. That stuff was pretty tricky to work, but I got used to it. And the thing is, if you nap enough, you know, make the little points, you know, from the little spalls until you get used to it, and then, you know, like if I'd never worked this at all, I would just knock off a spall like that and make a arrowhead out of it. And then I would get to see its qualities. Now you see it doesn't crush on with sandstone, but when I tried the copper hammerstone, it was pretty crushy. Now I'm putting all these flakes in one place. And you can see it kind of ran down there. So, but I like sandstone, especially on obsidian. I always feel like it does better. You know, it abrades and all that. It does all the stuff you want to do right when you want to do it. So yeah. These are coming off thin, and that'll be a good, pretty arrowhead. I took a long time. I still haven't sent Mr. Patriot his obsidian. I might open a box and shove a few pieces of this in there. Things have been rough for me. I had to spend a lot of money on my van, and it's still not working. You know, and I did some stuff, like I took a little vacation and shit that I shouldn't have, but I didn't think my van was going to be such an issue. Wow, this is the pretty good side. Not bubbly, not bubbly, or as bubbly. There's still bubbles in it, but it's not as bubbly. And all I'm trying to do is get convexity and convexity. And after that, it's all with obsidian. Once you get that, it's all a piece of cake. Now this is kind of steep, but I think I can, what I call drive-by, drive-by hit that, and it'll still flake this lump off. At least that's the plan. This is a pretty heavy sandstone. It's dense. It's probably, it's not fine grained, but it's not medium. It's like, you know, if it was sandpaper, it would be 120 coarse. Yeah, that's not going to go. It's too scoopy. So let's take this ridge. We'll take some easy stuff now. And if you're doing obsidian, you really should try just some stones out of a creek or somewhere. Sandstone is the best. For flint, I tend to get quartzite pebbles and stuff and hard coarse sandstone. That felt like a pretty good one. Yeah. And that held together. Maybe I'll trim that up a little bit so the bad parts don't go. And I'll send that one to Mr. Patriot. Wonder Bubbles says she wants to move here. There's nothing good here, Wonder Bubbles. I mean, there is. It's country and there's not a lot of people. And most of the people are nice, you know, compared to other places I've been. But the only thing that keeps me here is my wife's family. We live on their farm. And, you know, if I had to live in town or something, if I had to pick living in town here or living in town somewhere like in Tennessee or Georgia or something, I would do that because there's more stuff to do there. But West Virginia is slowly coming around. You know, I always had two trades. I had electrician, journeyman, and journeyman heating, air conditioning, refrigeration tech, and a lot of experience with carpentry. So I always can get a job. But now I'm, you know, kind of disabled. Not totally, but about 60 or 70 or 80%. And I pulled that one too much, but you know, them little scalorns and you know, them desert points, that's like a perfect flake right there. I'm going to keep even this one. Now look how this is. If you was a Neanderthal, you just put that on the end of a spear. Send it out. I'll have to sort through these and clean them up and make them into little bifaces. Preforms, arrow blanks. I don't really know what to call them. I'm trying to... I have had an Etsy store for a long time, and I sold flint and stuff on there. Look how pretty that stuff. It actually is pretty good. Now, if I can not mess this up. See, this side's kind of flat, and I have a surface here, but if I take them, I'll get too small. See, I have a platform this way and a platform this way, but I'll only end up this big. And I want to kind of make this a little big for a spear point, for like a walking spear, cane, something like along that line. So I'm only taking off one side. I guess this is, I could take a little bit here because it's not really workable in the way it is. Just short flakes. I mean, I like it here in the summer. I mean, I like it here. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm signing down on it, but the weather, when the weather gets cold and damp, it aggravates my injuries and stuff, and makes me not quite a happy camper. You know, plus I have to stay inside all the time, or a lot, and I'm an outside kind of guy. But yeah, we're getting there. Just got to get this lump without losing a whole bunch. I've been doing a lot of obsidian because I have a whole pile of flint ridge, but I have to heat treat it, and you know, I have to pre-spall it so it doesn't break, and I have to heat treat it. And I don't have a saw to cut it into slabs, so a lot of it gets wasted. So I just don't work it, and it's hard. You know, like this, I could just work. Oh, now tell me, a Neanderthal wouldn't be that right there. I'm gonna put that one aside because I like that. I like that one. It rolled out of here. But I need to work this back a little bit so I don't take them little ones. I think my next one will be right here with the big stone. I hope you guys like spalling videos. I've got a whole bunch of obsidian. I mean, if spalling videos are what you want, just let me know and I'll spall them on camera. I usually don't do that because, you know, I don't want to be like, oh, look, I know all this and I'm the, you know, but there's another baby thin one, which I did not want. So, yeah, you know, whenever I'm recording my recordings, I usually screw up. Let's take this edge back a little bit. And it does not want to go. Wonder how ochre works. This stuff, look, it's got red on and yellow. There's going to be all kind of colors in this thing. Let's see if it'll flint nap. Nope. I got a paleo ball around here somewhere. This is a for real one. I found at Flint Ridge. A for real. I don't use it very often because, you know, I don't want to use it. But obsidian won't hurt it. At least I don't think it will. Look at all that crumbs. All that mess I'm making. I'm going to have the napping police after me. Man, this is like diorite or something. Some kind of granity looking stuff. Not the thing to do. There we go. I lost a good bit, but I messed it up. This is zigzagging. I'm sure most of you know. You've seen Patrick Blank and, you know, everybody do this. Oh, that one's usable. See, that's crushy. But we got to get to some point where we can start using antler. Hitting on these ridges isn't a good idea. But my hammer stone's a little too roundish. Let's try this chunker that hasn't got to be worked in yet. There we go. Now I got a good clean face. Let's see what the big antler does, guys. I don't get to use this antler very often. Gonna do a little bit of grinding. My one acquaintance out in Utah told me that back when I was using antler all the time that I did too much grinding, and that's why it was hard. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Shattered to pieces. But this is a hard antler. What drives? Look at that. Oh, I'm bleeding. Piece shot right in my leg. Right there. Then that. Now what I'm saving all these little pieces. What I'm going to do is mix them, make an arrowhead mold, and make epoxy and put them in there because they'll be shiny and reflective. And I think that'll look cool. See, it does pattern good. I know I'm random. Ask my grandson. Pappy random. Let's see what the little deer antler does. It's an earring flake. I didn't like that. We're going to try a little bit of modern abrader. Not modern tools, just a modern abrader. Now if you want to make this stronger, you sand and roll it over so this is rolled. The rolled edge is to me, at least in my experience, the strongest edge. And it's the hardest to take a flake off. And if you're on a point and you roll it like that, it'll take a bite. And then you'll be mad at me. Shattered. Can't believe this friggin'... There we go, we got it. Oh, that's a nice one. I mean, it's got some junk right here, but it's thick enough that that don't really matter. Now, when I'm doing my pressure flaking, you see how this is? Pretend this is my pressure flaker. I put it, a lot of guys do this edge thing. They sand it and they do the edge thing. I don't. I put it up here. And I just take the flaker and just, so it's not sharp, and put it in this position and push in. And then just give it a little tweak and it'll pop and it'll go. That's my, no abrading thing I'm doing with pressure flaking now. Ooh, that's loud. Let me see if this will be like copper. Just scruff it up so it'll grab, and see what we get. Hey, that worked pretty good. Look at that. That worked pretty good. That's a really good flake too. Scruff up that edge. But don't grind it. Just scruff it up so you get a you get a grip on it. Let's go right next to it and see what we can do. Maybe that's why my antler napping hasn't been as kosher as it could be. Yeah, look at that. Huh. See, I knew not to hit the edges, because the edge is only small flakes, and even at small flakes, it's not that great to hit. I know a lot of guys do it, but I'm not. Like, I haven't used antler in a long time, guys. And I've never used it for spalling because I can never get it to work. And let's see. Well, like I didn't, abrade like to abrade the edge. I just abrade so the thing could grip it. Yeah, look at that. So, bit wonky. Okay, I think we're going to go back to the sandstone and bring that down some. Now you can hit like a slap thing to spread the force out with a stone. Yeah, too steep. I really didn't want to zigzag this, but I guess I'm not good enough not to. I mean, I could use the copper indirect, but that's not doing it with. See, I got that smooth there, but I don't have to worry about it with the sandstone because the sandstone will grip it. Ooh. I got to drive one a little further here. Thin this edge up. It's awesome that I can tell by feel how the flakes go. And you can see I'm moving from the bubbly side to the not so bubbly side. I'm getting them little scotchy flakes. Lots of little arrowheads. I know some guys save them and they're never going to use them, but believe me, I'll use them. I got a bunch of silver and my chemicals just came so that I can make nitric acid for precious metals refining. Because if you buy nitric acid, it's like ridiculously expensive. But got nitric acid. I got a chemistry lab, glassware. That overshot, but it didn't take any damages. That's going to be a pretty big piece. What are we looking at? I didn't measure it before. We'll do a part 2 of actually making something out of this. We'll get it to a roughly some kind of a shape. 6 inches. So I got all this side to work with. So I should be able to do something. So I hope everybody's day has been well. Let me see. Do I want to try and... That's got to go anyways. That's Cortex. Get an edge here. Let's see if... Can I do it? Can I take this hump off? Or can I break the piece to pieces? Ooh. Not too bad. I was a little too far over. But I got a good strong ridge right there. Can you tell I put a light right above me? So I don't have as many shadows. I got like 4 lights now. There it went. You heard that puppy fall too. Nice, solid. Let me see if I can reach it. There it is, Turtle Ridge. And it's a really good flake. Alrighty. That's the thing about doing all these big or bigger things. I'm going to put some bigger things on my Etsy. And if they sell, maybe I'll start making more. And, you know, you can see me doing this. Bifacing stuff. But I don't know how good. Wow. Oh, I love this stuff. I mean, Wonder Bubbles, I don't know. It seems like it's napping pretty good. Well, that wasn't good, but I was just trying to trim it down. But it's not too bad. Because I've got to come back this way to get this side. And I want to use this protrusion to do it. This has a natural thing or whatever right there, so. My fingers are under there. They're not really doing anything. Just trying to stay out of the cut zone. I'm going to try and walk this down to get rid of this where I got rambunctious. Almost. All right. Diamond. That's not good. Look at all that crystal-y glass. That stuff's going to look pretty awesome. Now, how can I get this? I'm going to have to make me another antler pressure flaker because I can't find my good one. I don't know if I swept it up and threw it away. That wouldn't be good, would it? What'd you do with your pressure flaker? Oh, I swept it up and threw it away. I don't want to thin this too much because I want to be able to come back and actually make a point. Oh, I tried to drive that too much. Oh, what am I going to do? Looks like I got a shot right here to try. Right here, and hopefully it'll come. You see, right here, and hopefully it'll come and take that all out. Then I'll be almost done with the pressure former or pre-form. Quarry blank. There you go. Oh, no. Woo! Flute. Got a little nervous here. This is all low, so it's going to have to go anyways. I'll make it a little bit shorter, but what are you going to do? Got a good tone to it. My best advice to new guys and gals, if it doesn't go, especially with obsidian, if it doesn't go, don't keep hitting the same spot. And I mean, you can hit a little harder, especially if you're using antler, but don't ramp it up too fast, because this might not be the right size platform or the right shape. And when I get this platform like this, I usually just keep going until it gets high enough where I can start taking the other side. You see there's so looking pretty good. We might call it for now because I worked in the morning and I worked on my van most of the afternoon. And I haven't ate. I'm on a few diabetes medicines. So, not shots. And I'm hoping it goes away because I've been losing weight and trying to work out. I hope this is all in because I never checked. I never checked for the shot in this. Okay, this is going to leave us some challenges for a real video. And what do you know? This one's 37 minutes. 37 minutes to make a doodad. We'll call it a bubble obsidian. I'm going to call it biface because it's bifaced on both sides. But it's not a preform, it's just bifaced and it's ready. I'll probably use copper indirect to finish this up because I don't have an antler one. And every time I make an antler one, it doesn't work anyways. So, there we go. Thanks for watching.